message that was an error, everything else matches up. There are gaps in the conversations, which is concerning to me that they are not sequential. So the jury could be, I think the jury is left with a impression that these are screenshots. I think that's what several of us in the room thought when they were coming in. So without waiving my earlier motion for a mistrial, my suggestion would be if the court, since the court has denied that, the court craft a curative instruction to explain to the jury that these are not screenshots. These are text messages selected by the state, which are a portion of the text messages contained on a telephone download. I think that in fairness would at least let the jury know that this is, because for instance, there could be more conversation between Megan Boswell and Bailey Hawkins. There could be more conversation between there, and it may not be relevant, but to make it look like they haven't had any more conversations between there, it's like they're talking about this and they're talking about it again. I think we just need for the jury to know that it's somehow these are portions of conversations, and what the state is deemed to be relevant to their case.
And Judge, I don't have any problem with you giving them an instruction, telling them that's a portion. To the extent it anyway insinuates or infers that there's like stuff that's been left out that might otherwise. I mean, yesterday we were arguing about how cumulative everything was. I mean, part of the reason we didn't do that was to avoid having 20 pages of text messages read to the jury that had nothing to do with the case. So that's part of the reason why they were clipped the way that they were. But, you know, as Mr. Scott said, there's nothing that's been left out or any way misleads the jury in any way. So I have no problem with the court giving an instruction as to explain what those messages, that whether they're taken from Facebook or Instagram or text, are. I don't have any problem with that at all.
I'll do that when we bring the jury back in.
Your Honor, so far as Exhibit 93 goes, would that be for the exhibit in dispute? Would that be for ID only at this point?
So for this, at this, yeah.
I know.
Can't actually make it ID only at this point because it's been partially shown to the jury. And I've got to talk with them about that as well. But what I will do is I will make it not published to the jury further.
Okay.
Okay. So Sherry, you need to make a note that 93 does not go back to the jury at the end of the proof.
Let me make sure.
Guys, I need to show you how I'm only paying $38 a month for car insurance. You're not going to believe this.
Jerry, and I don't remember where it was done. Was the motion for mistrial, did we make that at sidebar, or did you make that?
It was made for the lectern. It's in the record.
It's in, yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay. State ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And I believe you were still on your directive, Ms.
Stacy.
Miss Erica
Stacy.
Stacy.
We'll go ahead and have her. If the jury's ready to bring it in.
Everyone stand. May be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the delay. We had an issue that we had to get sorted. The last exhibit that was flashed up on the screen, the very bottom blue box contains some information in there that shouldn't have been put up. I'm instructing you not, if you read it, it wasn't there long. If you read it, I'm instructing you not to consider it for any purpose during your deliberations. With each and every juror, understand that instruction. If you do, raise your right hand. Let the record reflect that all the jurors raise their right hand. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about just very briefly, and I'm not saying, I'm not commenting on the evidence at all. Some of these exhibits appear to be screenshots of conversations, either text, Facebook, Instagram, whatever other social media platform that they're on. It is. And they're not actual screenshots. They are snippets of conversations taken from a phone extraction that was done. Okay, and I just want you to understand that. Which means that it's not necessarily a sequential stream of conversations back and forth. Does everybody understand that? No? All right. I think that's it. I believe Miss Stacy was on the witness stand. You'll come up, Miss Stacy? Miss Stacy, you're still under it. No, you're still under it. Sit there and speak up in your mouth. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Give Mr. Scott just a second to look at them. Okay, I'm going to pass you a document to see if you recognize it.
Okay.
permission to publish.
Oh,
Okay.
before exhibit 95.
Okay. So it looks like this happened after Evelyn had been, or you had been notified that Evelyn was missing. Is that right?
Right. Mhm.
And what do you say to Megan?
Can you tell me who has or had Evelyn? I'm worried sick about her.
And then what does Megan say to you?
My mom did. That's why TBI was looking for that BMW and she's being questioned.
And then what did you say to Megan?
What did your mom do with Evelyn? The news said she wasn't with them.
And then what question do you ask Megan here?
Has she had her this entire time?
And what does Megan say?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'm just trying to gather pictures of her, but thanks though.
Is that the first time she told you something different than Ethan?
Yes.
Having Evelyn? Okay. Please answer any questions the defense has for you.
Okay.
Miss Stacy, my name's Gene Scott. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. It's my understanding you knew Megan through her dating your son, Caleb.
Yes, sir.
When did they date?
It was spring of 2019.
So how old was Evelyn the first time you met her?
Oh, goodness. I honestly do not remember. It was early spring,
Okay, so sometime around March. Is that a fair estimate?
March or April. Yeah.
Okay, so she'd have been somewhere 4 to 5 months old.
Yeah. I was going to say 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know.
Because she was born in November, so if it
Right.
were 6, that would put the relationship into May. Was it that
Okay.
late?
I want to say they started dating somewhere around April.
Okay. So how often would you see Evelyn with Megan?
Anytime I saw Megan, Evelyn was with her.
And I'm assuming when you saw Evelyn with her, you never saw any signs of abuse or neglect. Is that fair
I
to
did
say?
not.
Were you able to ascertain the relationship between the two of them? Did Megan come across you as a loving mother?
It seemed perfectly normal. Most babies that age tend to cling to mom, and Evelyn did that.
What was Megan's personality like back then?
She was usually kind of quiet till she got to know us a little bit better, and then she would come in and she would just have normal conversations with us.
At that point, she wasn't unfriendly.
No,
She was. You described her earlier as being unemotional.
the one time that we were in the car together, yes.
That was different than her normal personality.
Yes.
You think you described her as unemotional? She could have been withdrawn. Would that be a fair assessment too?
Numb.
No,
Numb
just
would be a good description.
okay. Just want to make sure I'm clear. Did you ever see any interaction with Megan and Evelyn where Evelyn wasn't dressed appropriately, she was dirty, or anything like that?
Mm-mm. No, sir.
Okay, so I'm assuming you thought she was a good mother.
I did.
When is the last time that you saw Evelyn?
September 11th, 2019.
Ms. Stacy, I thank you for being here and for your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
May she be excused.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Stacy, thank you for your testimony today. You're released from your subpoena.
Thank
you. All right, next.
State would call Randy Wood.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name, please.
Randy Wood.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
See. Good, Jim.
Thank you, Judge. You're Randy Wood, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And Mr. Wood, where were you living back in 2019?
Let's see, 217 Sandy Point Drive, Longville,
All right. You said Bluntville. Was that in Sullivan County?
Sullivan County.
Okay. And just for context, kind of tell us where that's located. Where is
It's
that?
located in Barefoot Landing on the lake.
Okay. Out by the lake out there?
Yes,
Behind
behind the airport.
airport. Okay. All right. Now, we've heard some mention earlier in the trial about Preston Hunter Wood. Is he your son?
Yes, he is.
Now, back in December of 2019, did you open a restaurant here in Bluntville?
I did.
All right. If you would kind of tell us what it was and what you were serving.
The name of it was Hunter T's Chicken Shack. I was the only owner of the place. It was right there on Highway 75.
All right. Where
I sold chicken, roasted chicken.
was it? A sit-down restaurant?
No,
or
it
drive-through,
was a
or-
drive-through, just like Pal's.
All right. And it's over there, right across, kind of from Northeast State.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned you were the only owner. Did you have employees, people that worked for
Yes. Yes.
you? Okay. How many people? How many
Well,
employees?
let's
did
see,
you have?
we interviewed, we hired everybody that filled the application out because usually there are only about half shows up the day you open up. So I probably had about 12 employees.
Okay. And who made the decision as far as who was being hired or not?
I did.
And one of those employees that showed up to apply for a job and work there, did you know Megan Boswell?
I didn't know her till she filled the application out. That's the first time I met her.
Okay. And did she apply for a job with you?
Yes.
And did you hire her?
Yes.
And do you see Miss Boswell sitting in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
If you would point her out and describe what she's
She's sitting
wearing.
right over there with the glasses on.
Judge, for the record, he's identified.
Is that good?
Reference on the play.
All right. Mr. Wood, what do you remember what day you opened?
It was the first Monday in December, and it was the second.
Okay. Second day of December, is that 2019?
Yes.
All right. Was Miss Boswell working that day?
Yes.
And you mentioned you didn't have a whole lot of employees. Who was in charge of making the schedule and deciding?
Jason Frissett made the schedule and everything.
Okay. Was your son Hunter an employee there?
Yes.
All right. What did Hunter do?
He was mainly just an employee.
Okay.
Because Jason sort of run the place when I wasn't there.
All right. So Hunter and Megan worked there as co-workers.
Yes.
Did you work there at the restaurant? Were you there on a regular basis or?
Pretty much so, Yes.
Okay. So you saw Hunter and you saw Megan together at the restaurant? That's
Yes.
a fair statement.
Yes.
All right. Where was your son Hunter living at that time?
He was living with me at that time.
Okay. Your house
Out that lake. Yes.
Okay.
Out there.
Did he have a vehicle that he drove then?
Yes. He had a Ford truck, what he drove.
All right. At some point in time, did you realize that your son Hunter was in a dating relationship with Megan Boswell?
Well, it is a weird situation, to be honest with you, because she got her car repoed one day at the Chicken Shack. And I made Hunter take her to the doctor that day. And, because she didn't have a ride.
Okay. All right.
So that's how they started running around together, because she didn't have a car.
Okay. So at some point in time, you realize they're dating.
Well, they was together a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can say dating if you want to, or
All right.
together a lot. Yes.
Okay. And at some point in time, did she come to live at your house?
Well, she didn't have anywhere to go when they repoed the car. And apparently her father, what she said, kicked her out. So I let her come stay she stayed about 3 nights there. That's all she stayed.
Were you aware that she had a small child?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever see Evelyn?
No, never saw the baby.
Okay. She never brought Evelyn to work there with her at the chicken shack?
When I hired her, because one of the questions is, do you have any kids? Because we work around schedules. Because you got a child, you can't work a lot of hours. So I asked her, she said, yes, I have a baby girl. I said, well, do we need to work around your schedule? She said, no, the baby daddy had the child. She said, I can work as many hours you want.
Okay.
And I said, okay.
Did she work a lot of hours?
She did work a lot of hours.
Now, you said she had stayed at your house. Did you ever bring Evelyn over?
The baby never was in my house.
Okay. Did she ever bring any high chairs or playpens? Or
No, nothing.
Diapers, baby bottles?
Nothing.
Okay. Did you ever see your son Hunter around? Evelyn?
No.
Okay. How often did you see Hunter at that time?
Every day.
Okay. Now, your son Hunter, does he still live with you?
No, he started living with his mother, but he's at the hospital at the moment.
Okay. He's at a hospital. Where is he in a hospital?
Marion, Virginia.
All right. Is that a mental hospital?
Yes.
How long has he been there?
2 months.
What have you been up there to see him at that facility?
Yes.
What is his mental status this time?
Well, some days he's pretty decent. Other days he don't know who I am.
Okay. Would he be able to come into this courtroom and testify?
No.
Okay. You mentioned that he'd been there for about 2 months.
Yes.
Had he had mental health problems prior to that?
Yes.
Okay. When did he start having mental health problems?
Well, when he got accused of being a baby killer.
Objection. I'll withdraw the objection. I'll withdraw it.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. If you would answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
Mr. Wood, my name is Gene Scott. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, this?
I'm doing good. Take my reading glasses off. Let's talk about your son. It's Preston Hunter Wood. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And you said he hadn't had any mental problems until people accused him of being a baby killer.
That's true.
Okay. Since then, he has had quite a few mental problems. Is that
True.
okay? He has been diagnosed as being schizophrenic, suffered hallucinations.
That's probably true. Yes.
Has he been violent towards you or his mother?
No.
Never been violent towards his mother?
Now, as far as I know, we're divorced.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not there.
And you say that if he were brought into this courtroom, he wouldn't be in his right mind to testify.
That's very true.
Could you describe his state to us a little bit more?
Well, he talks about things you sometimes you don't really know what he's talking about. I mean, I don't know how to put it. It's sad. I mean, this young man was a 4.0 student in school. Now he's, I don't know if he's ever going to function in his life again.
Mm-hmm. Does he hallucinate?
I don't know if he hallucinates, where you call it. I don't know, what the definition of hallucinate.
Judge, I'm gonna, to the extent
I mean,
we're not what- I don't-
Well, what do you observe when you visit your son?
Well, mainly I just talk about anything that's pleasant.
I understand.
Yeah.
Is what he talk? Is he able to talk with you about things that make sense, or does it not make sense to you? The things he talks about with you, does it make sense always?
No.
Has he talked about Evelyn Boswell?
No.
Are you aware that he has in the past been diagnosed with violent threats, hallucinations? And delusions?
No.
Okay. Would that surprise you if I told you that's the case?
It'd give me a little shocker, yes. Because I'd never seen it.
So you don't know about that.
I'd never seen that before.
Okay, I'll move on. Have you ever seen him be aggressive?
No.
Is there any security measures about as far as when you visit with him that requires him to be restrained or anything?
No.
When you talk to him, does he talk about things that are not real, things that are not there?
Well, he talks about the future sometimes, like maybe taking a cruise or things of that nature. Just good stuff.
Never bad stuff.
Never, we don't talk about bad stuff. No.
I have a minute, Judge. I wish it was small. Has Hunter ever discussed anyone stealing his thoughts with you?
Pardon me?
Has Hunter ever discussed anyone stealing his thoughts with you?
One more time. Okay.
Has Hunter ever told you that someone or something steals his thoughts?
He usually informed me with everything. Yes. Talk to me about everything.
So he's told you that some.
Judge, I object to hearsay.
It is hearsay, but
I mean,
it's kind of a unique situation. I'm sorry.
over with.
Mr. Wood, can you hear me okay?
Sometimes I can hear you, but at the very beginning, you go real low and then you get higher.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Let me ask you this. Has Hunter ever talked to you about someone or something stealing his thoughts?
Still in his thoughts.
Yeah. Being able to read his mind?
No, he's never done that to me.
Are you aware of him ever talking to you about aluminum foil preventing that?
He's said some stuff off the wall stuff, you know. I will say that.
So that wouldn't surprise you.
It probably wouldn't surprise me, no.
Sir, I've handed you a photograph. Could you identify that photograph?
That is my son standing in front of the Hunter T's Chicken Shack.
You say your son, Hunter
Preston Hunter Wood.
Preston Hunter.
Yes.
Judge, we would offer that as the next exhibit, and I don't think it will fit on the projector to publish to the jury. I'll just ask that it, okay,
Try it anyway.
we'll give it a try.
Sorry. It would be, yeah, generally objection.
No objection. Judge.
Full exhibit 96.
And that's the picture we're showing the jury. That's what you just identified, sir.
Yes.
If I can have just one moment, Judge. Judge, I may need just a minute. Sir, answer this only if you're aware. Are you
Okay.
aware of anything in his medical history about his thoughts about people or things stealing his thoughts?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, so you're not aware that it's there.
No.
Judge, that's all the questions I have. Mr. Wood, thank you for being here.
You direct,
No,
maybe excuse.
yes.
Mr. Wood, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Your release from your subpoena, sir. Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, may we approach her a second? I think so.
Go go with the officer.
Everyone, please stand.
Here. I don't expect it to be long.
Okay.
You see, 10-minute recess. Steve?
Yes.
Are we going to begin without? It's fine.
Yes, I think we can. He's assisting me, so we can get started.
That's what I thought. All right, the jury's ready. We're gonna bring them. You want to go ahead and have your next witness?
Everyone stand, please. You may be seated. Thank you.
Okay, Jim, go next.
State would call Ethan Perry.
Stand to be sworn. Speak in the microphone.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name.
Ethan Perry.
Solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat with you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perry.
Good afternoon.
If you would scoot up close to that mic there so we can hear you good.
Better?
That's great. That's great. You are Ethan Perry, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Perry, how old are you?
I'm 25.
And where do you live?
Kingsport.
Do you know the defendant, Megan Boswell?
I do.
And how do you know Miss Boswell?
We dated in high school.
All right. Do you see Miss Boswell seated in the courtroom here today?
I do.
If you would point her out and describe what she's wearing.
A white top and glasses,
All right.
black hair.
All right. Judge, let the record reflect he's identified the defendant.
Record so.
All right. So you indicated you all dated while you were in high school. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when would that have been?
I was about 15 and she was about 13. So I'd say about 2014, 2015.
And where were you all in high school?
Sullivan Central High School.
That here in Bluntville?
Yes, sir.
How long did you all have a dating relationship?
I'd say at least until I got out of high school, whenever I joined the Army.
Okay. Now, when you were in high school, where did you live?
In Bloodville,
Okay. And who did you live with?
with my grandfather and my step grandmother,
And who were they?
Carl and Sherry Perry.
Did you also, as you were growing up, for a period of time, live with Paul Miller?
Yes, sir.
And who is Mr. Miller to you?
He is my step grandfather.
And when did you live with him?
Since birth until about 2010.
Okay. And how old were you at that time?
About 10 or 11.
So at that point in time, did you go to live with Carl and Sherry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you mentioned you had a dating relationship with Miss Boswell until you graduated from high school. When was it that you graduated?
2017.
And would that have been, what month did you graduate?
May, and I believe it was May 21st.
Okay. So end of May?
Yeah.
All right. What did you do after you graduated from high school?
Joined the Army.
And how soon after you graduated from high school did you join the Army?
10 days on May 31st.
Did you go straight into basic training at that time, or?
Not straight in. There were some hiccups along the way. I had some medical issues, but it was relatively quick. Yes.
All right. Where were you stationed?
I went to basic at Fort Benning, Georgia, and then I was sent to my unit in Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Did you continue to keep in contact with Megan Boswell while you were at basic training?
Yes.
Okay. Would you can say you were still in a dating relationship at that time?
I'd say so, yeah.
How were you keeping in contact with her?
In basic training, mostly through letters. But by the time it was over, text.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have a phone while you were.
It was like once a month we got our phone, but it was only for like 30 minutes. I can't really remember any conversations that we had specifically.
But you were still continuing to communicate with her the old-fashioned way by writing letters. Is that
Correct.
Okay. So as your time in the Army continued, did you continue to have a relationship with Miss Boswell?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point in time, did you come back home to Tennessee?
Yes.
And when was that?
Probably the first time would have been in probably the winter of 2017.
Okay.
For Christmas.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
All right. So you had leave. You came home at Christmas time. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Where did you stay when you came back?
With Carl and Sherry Perry.
All right. Did you have contact with Miss Boswell while you were here?
Can't remember for sure, but I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all were still in a relationship. Is that her statement?
Sure.
Okay. Well, if it's not, tell me.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a healthy relationship,
Okay.
but a relationship. Yeah.
All right. You saw her while you were here in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at some time in 2018, did you learn that she was pregnant?
Yes.
And when was that?
I would have probably around March or April.
Did the two of you have any discussion about who the father of the child was?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that discussion?
Well, it was more of whenever she announced that she was pregnant, it seemed pretty delayed. It seems like she would have known sooner. Well, the time that I was in, but yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask it this way: was there discussion made about the fact that you were the father of the child?
There was, yeah.
Okay. And did you assume that you were the father of the child?
Initially, yeah, I just rolled with it, but the blinders were taken off pretty quickly after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had some doubts.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in November 2018, she had her child, Evelyn, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where were you stationed at the time that Evelyn was born?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Okay. Were you still in contact with Megan during this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you leave your assignment there at Fort Polk?
When? What year? What time?
After this would have been November 2018.
Not in November, no.
Okay. Sometime later on?
For Christmas in like December, yes.
Okay. Where were you assigned at that point? Where'd you go?
Fort Polk still.
Okay. So you came back home?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Megan and Evelyn at that time, or
I did not.
is there a reason why you didn't see her then?
Mostly just over the legitimacy and, still trying to figure that out. It was just really embarrassing, I guess, to
All right.
argue over it.
Not having a good relationship at that time?
That too, yeah.
Okay. So you leave after Christmas, you go back to the Army?
Correct.
Still in Louisiana?
Yes.
At some point in time during 2019, were you reassigned, or was your unit sent somewhere else?
We were sent to El Paso, Texas to assist Border Patrol doing surveillance on the border. We would work from El Paso to the Santa Monica station in New Mexico.
All right. Do you remember when in 2019 that would have been?
I'd guess March through September.
Okay.
That's my guess.
All right. Now, at some time later on in 2019, did Miss Boswell show up to visit you while you were stationed in El Paso, Texas?
She did.
Okay. Was this a planned visit? Did you know she was coming?
No, it was hasty. It's a hasty visit.
Okay. Well, if you would kind of tell us how that happened, or how it was that she ended up showing up down there.
Well, the conversation started with her wanting me to take leave to go up to come back up here to Bluntville. And I told her, no, we have a mission here in El Paso. I can't just get up and leave, And so she decided to, on her own, to drive from here all the way to El Paso. And it took her I'd say about 2 days to get there. And all of a sudden, one morning while because we were staying in hotels, we weren't on a base or anything. I just get a picture from her. She was parked outside of the hotel and just took a picture of the hotel. So, yeah.
You knew at that point she was in Texas.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious at that point.
Okay. So what did you do?
Well, I mean, part of me just wanted to turn them away, but the other half was like, well, came all the way out here, may as well just stay. So I advised them to stay on the eastern end of El Paso because the western end is a little dangerous. And so, and then from there, we spent about 3 or 4 days together.
Okay. So did you take some time off of your work assignment there and go spend time with Megan and Evelyn?
Not officially, but yeah.
Okay. What did you all do?
I think the first day we just hanged out in the hotel room, just meeting Evelyn, playing patty cake, stuff like that, watching her walk around. And it was mostly that. We went to the El Paso Zoo. That was I think the second to last day. And then on the last day, we mostly just hanged out in the hotel. The last thing we did was we went to an IHOP.
Right.
And that was the last time I physically saw Evelyn.
Okay. And this is the first time that you've met Evelyn.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. She's not quite a year old at this point in time.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Was she walking or toddling or anything?
She was, toddling, just, stumbling over herself. And
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the 3 days, you go back to doing your Army thing. Is that right? Okay. Where did Megan go?
I believe she came back here to Bluntville.
All right. Did you, after she left, did you continue to communicate with her?
Yeah.
All right. How were you all communicating during this time?
Primarily through Facebook Messenger.
All right. What sorts of things were you all talking about, or would you talk about?
Mostly just arguing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Would she tell you things about Evelyn?
Yeah.
Did she ever ask you for money or assistance to help out in taking care of Evelyn?
She did on at least one occasion.
Okay. Did you ever send any money or assistance or anything?
I sent a little bit. It wasn't much. I would say no more than $100.
Okay. Now, at this point in time, you're still assuming that you're the father of Evelyn Boswell. Is that correct?
At this point, I mean, I'm still just rolling with it. No, I don't. At that point, no, I didn't assume.
Okay.
I had my doubts definitely at that point.
All right. But you're still, I guess, interested or invested in what's going on with that.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
statement. Okay. Now, at some point in time at the end of 2019, did you come back to Tennessee?
Yes.
And when was that?
For Christmas.
Do you remember what date specifically you might have come back?
Usually leave was about 2 weeks. And I think I was here until about New Year's or on New Year's. So I'd say, I don't know, 15th to the 30th.
Okay. And where did you stay when you came back to Tennessee?
At Carl and Sherry Perry's.
All right. Did you see Evelyn while you were here?
No.
Did you ask to see Evelyn while you were here?
Yes.
And what were you told?
I was told that she had the flu because we were planning to go over to Paul Miller's for Christmas. And it made sense because that's whenever COVID started making its rounds around the country. And so it seemed like a good excuse, made sense.
Okay. And did you, in fact, go over to Paul Miller's?
Yes.
And did you go by yourself or did you go with Megan or how did that happen?
I went with Megan. We met up at the Northeast State Community College parking lot.
Mr. Perry, I'm going to show you two documents, ask you if you can if you recognize those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are they?
You want me to read it?
No. I just want you to tell me what they are, just
Oh.
generally.
I was trying to coordinate to get to Paul's.
Okay. Are those the text messages that you had with Miss Boswell on December the 23rd, 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that a true and accurate representation of the conversation that you had with her?
Yes.
Judge, I'd move to make that exhibit 97.
Objection. No objection. Be cool, exhibit 97.
Asked to publish those to the jury. All right, Mr. Perry. So you are having a conversation with Ms. Boswell. You say your phone's messed up. I'm at Verizon. You tell her, yes, I'm still going to Paul's. What's her response to that?
Evelyn is sick, so I'm not bringing her around everyone. If you want to see her tomorrow, just you can. But she has the flu, and I don't think like being around a ton of people is such a good idea. I took her to the doctor. They gave her some medicine.
And then you say, okay, sounds good. My grandpa and would like to see her soon, though. Sherry's about to go into hospice soon. She stopped taking her chemo just whenever Evelyn feels better. You ask, is she okay? What's her response?
Okay. Yeah, she's fine.
All right. And you say, everyone has the damn flu around here. And then
She's just sick, and I don't want her around everyone. You want to meet me, and we can ride together?
And did you all, in fact, meet up and go over to Paul Miller's?
Yes.
All right. And did Megan have Evelyn with her?
No.
Did you all talk about while you were at Paul Miller's, Evelyn at all?
About Evelyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you, and what did you all do while you were at Paul Miller's?
Just mostly just sat around. Believe we ate dinner, opened some presents, and it was relatively quick. I'd say we were there for no longer than 2 or 3 hours.
All right. After you left the Millers, where'd you go?
I went to take Megan back to her car at the Northeast State Community College parking lot.
Did you all have further conversations while you were here on leave?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And again, were you trying to see Evelyn while you were here?
Yes.
Okay. Were you, in fact, able to see Evelyn?
No.
Did you see Megan again while you were home?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
Can't remember the exact date, but it was after Paul Miller's. Sherry and my grandfather Carl bought her some gifts, Evelyn some gifts, some baby food, and little stuff like that. So I asked Megan to come over to my place and just pick them up.
Okay. And you indicated you were staying there with Carl and Sherry Perry. Is that correct?
Correct.
And did Megan come to their house?
She did.
All right. And did you talk to her? Did you give her those items you just described, or?
Yeah. The conversation was relatively short. I just gave her the gifts, and she told me that she was going to go to, I believe it was Pigeon Forge with Hunter Wood.
Okay. Was Evelyn with her when she came to pick up those items?
No.
Okay. Did she say where Evelyn was?
Chances are she said, I don't know for sure.
Well, if you don't know or remember, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. How long was she there picking up those items?
Like 10 minutes.
All right. So Did you have further communication or conversation with Megan Boswell while you were home?
After that, it seemed like the conversation pretty much ended altogether.
Were you all still communicating by text and Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Perry, I'm going to hand you another document, ask you if you recognize that.
I recognize it, yeah.
And what is it?
It's Megan stating to me that her father just kicked her out of the house again, and that she won't have Evelyn back until she gets a place to stay.
Okay.
And then she said, "Never mind, I'm sorry."
All right.
The next day.
Those text messages you received from her?
Yes.
All right. And is that a true and accurate copy of text messages you received from her on December 26th and 27th?
Yes.
All right. Judge, I'd move to make that exhibit 98.
12/26.
I'm sorry. 2019.
No objection. Be full exhibit 98.
And I move to publish that. Good. And Mr. Perry, she sent those messages to you. You did not respond to them. That'd be correct.
Correct.
Is that somewhat normal for you sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said you were on leave from the Army over Christmas there in 2019. First part of January, did you return to your duties with the U.S. Army?
Correct.
And where were you all stationed at that time?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
All right. Did you continue to communicate and receive communications from Miss Boswell after you returned to Fort Polk?
It was pretty rare, but yes.
Okay. And specifically, do you remember getting a message from Miss Rachel Owens?
Yes.
And without telling us what she said, did you, as a result of what you were told, communicate with Miss Boswell?
Yes.
Okay. And again, we're not get into the exact conversation, but the nature of what Miss Owens had asked you was the fact that there were concerns about Evelyn. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so then would it be fair to say you asked Miss Boswell what was going on with Evelyn?
Correct.
Did you have communications with her about that?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify that.
Yeah, I recognize it.
What is it, sir?
It's her stating that just to
Well,
ignore.
hold on. Don't read it
Sorry,
yet. No,
sorry.
you're fine. Just is that, and I'll lead you a little bit. Is that the text conversation that you sent to Miss Boswell after you had the communications with Miss Owens?
Yes, this is her response.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that a true and accurate depiction of the messages that you sent her?
Correct.
All right. Judge, I moved to make that exhibit 99.
Go full exhibit 99.
And I believe the date on that's January 19th, 2020. I moved to publish that this time, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, so you've messaged Ms. Boswell about the fact that you have concerns. Ms. Owens has expressed concerns about Evelyn, and her response is just ignore her. I've not talked to anyone in my family in weeks. Literally, I've cut all ties with them. That's why she's not seen her. She and Dad cussed me out. Dad took me car from me in the middle of work, left me in a bind and shit. Fuck them. They aren't my fucking family. They never were to begin with.
That's all she said.
All right. Did she ever tell you anything else about Evelyn or where Evelyn was?
I can't remember.
Okay. All right. So that was January 19th of 2020. In February of 2020, did you receive some phone calls? Well, let me ask you this. Were you still in the Army, still at Fort Polk at that time?
Correct.
Okay. Did you receive some phone calls from family members?
I can't remember.
Okay. Did you receive some phone calls by the Department of Children's Services here in Tennessee?
Yes.
That surprised you?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
All right. And without saying what they said, why were they contacting you?
For the whereabouts of Evelyn.
All right. Did that surprise you?
Yes.
And why was that?
Because, well, I didn't have Evelyn, and that's what they were asking. If I had her, or if I seen her, or the last place that, or where do I think where she would be, stuff like that.
All right. Were you then contacted by investigators with the U.S. Army?
Yes, I was contacted by the Central Investigation Division,
Okay.
CID.
And kind of tell us what happened with all that.
Well, initially, I got my officer of my
All right. Mr. Perry, if you would go ahead, in the middle, telling us what happened as far as your investigation there by the Army.
So initially, I got contacted by my NCO in my company, and he told me that.
Well, don't tell them what they
He
said.
Okay.
Just tell us what happened to you as a result of.
Okay. I was contacted by CID. They wanted to set an appointment for after lunch, and so I went back to my barracks room, to get ready. I still had no clue what was going on until I got the call by DCS, and which they were asking about the whereabouts of Evelyn, and so, which I gave the response. I don't know, all that.
Were you interviewed by interrogators there?
Yes.
For hours?
Yes.
Okay. Did you cooperate with them fully?
Yes.
Did you allow them to search your cell phone?
Yeah. Search my cell phone, take DNA, search my barracks, and search my car.
Okay. So investigators searched the barracks looking for Evelyn
Correct.
in Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Correct.
Okay. Was Evelyn there with you at your Army base there in Louisiana?
No,
Has
no,
she ever been there
no,
with you?
no.
Did you cooperate fully with law enforcement in providing consent to search, provide DNA, anything else that was needed?
Absolutely. Everything that I could.
The only time you ever saw, well, when was the only time you ever saw Evelyn?
Was in El Paso.
Okay. That one time when Megan showed up.
Yeah, just out of the blue.
All right. Did you cooperate with law enforcement in determining the paternity of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
All right. Were you the biological father?
No.
Okay. All right. So the one and only time you see Evelyn is in 2019 before you came home for Christmas. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Perry. If you would answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
Mr. Perry, my name is Gene Scott. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. I have just a few questions for you. How many times did you actually see Evelyn?
Well, I saw her in El Paso through a span of 3 or 4 days.
Okay, was that it?
Yes.
Okay. And you said Megan just showed up at your hotel while you were staying there with the Army?
Correct.
Sent you a picture?
Yes.
You had told her where you were staying?
Correct.
Okay, so that's how she would know to find you there.
Right.
And what did you all do over those 3 days you spent there?
Majority of the time was spent in the motel or hotel, whichever it was. And then we went out to eat. I think we just went out to pick up food. We went to the zoo and we went to IHOP.
Did Evelyn appear healthy to you?
Yeah.
No signs of abuse or neglect?
I wouldn't say abuse. I mean, I saw like a small bruise on her arm or her leg, but she was starting to learning to walk. So I just assumed that's what that was.
Most likely a child fall down before you walk,
Right.
kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
Megan engaged with her? I mean, did she talk to her, appear to love her to you?
Repeat that.
Did she appear to love the child, Evelyn? If you know.
I don't know.
Okay. Was she normal? She clean when she brought her there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. No issues with that.
No.
No neglect issues that you saw.
No.
That's all the questions I have for you. Thank you.
You ready?
No, Your Honor.
See, ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Perry, thank you for your testimony today. You're released from your subpoena, so you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Nancy.
So it would call Carl Perry.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name.
Carl Perry.
Mr. Perry, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Have a seat right there. Speak up in your microphone.
Good afternoon. Your name is Carl Perry, is that correct?
Correct.
What city do you live in?
Elizabethton.
Okay. And do you know Ethan Perry?
Yes, that's
Who? Okay, go ahead. Who
My
is he to you?
grandson.
He is your grandson. Okay. And at some point, did Ethan live with you in your home?
Yes.
Okay. And was that also in Elizabethton?
No, at that time, it was at 280 Lester Road, Blumpville.
Okay. Okay. And how old was Ethan when he lived there with you?
Let's see, he came to us in about the 8th or 9th grade, and he lived there until, well, he spent 3.5 years in the military up until he went in the military. And then when he came back another year or so, then he went out on his own.
Okay. So he came to live with you in about the 8th grade?
Yes,
Okay. Did anyone else live there with you?
yes.
Okay. And who was that?
My wife, Sherry.
Okay. And was Ethan living with you when he graduated from high school?
Yes.
And do you recall when that was?
No.
Okay. Did he have a career plan after high school?
We encouraged him to go in the military.
Okay.
That was about it.
Okay. Did he do that?
He did. I took him to the recruiter's office.
You took him to the recruiters?
Mhm.
Okay. Which branch did he enlist in?
In the Army.
Okay. And how long after he graduated from high school did he then go into the Army?
Pretty immediately.
Okay.
He had a buddy, and that was their plans. And
Okay. Okay. And do you know where he went for basic training?
Yes, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay. And was Ethan still in the Army in 2019?
Yes,
Okay. Do you know where he was stationed at that time?
yes.
Where was he stationed?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Okay. And do you know what type of housing he was in there?
I don't. I know he stayed in the barracks with the rest of the guys. That's about all.
Okay. Did Ethan come to visit during the holidays that year of 2019,
29.
the Christmas holidays?
Yes, Christmas. It
Okay.
seems like they come in.
Okay. And do you remember how long he got on leave from the Army to stay?
I don't. It seemed like it might have been a week or 10 days or something. I don't know.
You think maybe 1 week to 10 days?
I'm not sure if it's
Okay.
that long or not.
Okay, that's okay. And then after his leave, then did he go back to Louisiana?
Mhm.
Okay. While on leave, where did he stay?
He had a buddy that went in with, and I think they'd planned their leaves together.
Mhm.
And I think he might have stayed a day or two with his buddy.
Okay.
I can't. And then the rest with us a few days.
Okay. So a day or two with a friend and the rest of the time
Yeah.
with you at your house.
Mhm.
And Sherry was there at that time as well. Is that
Mhm.
right? So would he have been there on Christmas Eve?
I couldn't. I don't remember specifically.
And that's okay. Do you remember celebrating the holiday of Christmas itself with him?
I don't.
Okay. And that's okay if you don't. It's, a lot of time has passed.
I think that usually we had a few people in, but I can't remember. It seemed like that when they just wasn't a lot there. They were in and out. But
Okay. During that 2019 holiday, do you remember seeing the defendant, Megan Boswell?
no,
Okay. Did Megan Boswell come to your house during that Christmas holiday?
no,
Okay. Do you know who Evelyn Boswell is?
yes.
Okay. Can you tell me who she is with regards to Ethan?
During that time, I think that there was a conflict. They weren't sure, but I know that the only time Megan Boswell was out on our property was in high school,
Okay.
way before that. But I know that Ethan had spoken to my wife Sherry about Megan Boswell
Okay.
and Evelyn.
Okay. Let me stop you there for just a second. We can't talk about what somebody else has said. Okay. But essentially, to help you out, it was alleged that maybe Evelyn was Ethan's child. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
And I remember telling him to get a DNA.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Jim.
Okay. And did you know that Evelyn was Megan's daughter?
Yes,
Okay. Did Evelyn ever visit your house?
no,
Did Evelyn ever visit your house in the holidays of 2019?
never. I was going to say I never seen Evelyn.
Okay. Did you ever babysit Evelyn?
Absolutely not.
Did Evelyn ever spend the night at your house?
Absolutely not.
Did your wife Sherry, to your knowledge, ever babysit Evelyn?
Never.
Okay.
She'd never seen
Okay.
Evelyn.
Have you ever met Evelyn?
No,
Okay.
never.
Okay.
We if I
Okay.
we watch the news at night, and that's how we learn to love this.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Child.
Yeah. So you'll just
Not your responsibility.
yes, just try to answer the question I asked you. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know, and I know this is new for you.
Okay.
Were you there? Were you present the day that Ethan left to go back to Louisiana?
No,
Okay. And do you remember when you first learned that Evelyn Boswell had been reported as a missing child?
yes,
And how did you find this out?
by watching the news.
Okay. Did anybody ever come to your home?
Yes,
Okay. Who came to your home?
after this allegation was made.
Well, no, who came when you learned Evelyn was missing? Did anybody come to your home?
No,
Okay. No one ever came to ask you any questions about
no,
Evelyn?
not until this allegation was made.
Okay. What happened then? Who came to your home?
Just reporters from all over would
Okay.
come in.
Okay. Did the police ever come to your house?
Yes,
Okay. And that's what I'm asking you about. When
okay.
did the police come to your house?
I really don't, I don't know that date, but they did come.
Okay. And were they kind when they came?
There were in the first two police officers that came, it was a lady and a man. One is late at night
Mhm.
and not late. It's
Well, why-
dark. It was dark.
Why were they there?
They were, as he said, when I let him in, he said,
You can't say what he said.
oh.
You can't say what they said, but
Well,
why
you
were they
asked me if
there?
he was kind, and
Okay.
I wanted to
Why
tell you
were
what
they?
they,
Okay. Just try to, I'm going to rephrase it a different way. Okay.
okay.
Why were they at your house that day?
They were there for, to see what we knew about Megan.
Okay.
Not Megan, I'm sorry, Evelyn.
Were they looking for Evelyn?
I'm sure they were, but they didn't,
Okay.
once they seen my wife, they,
Okay. What do you mean once they saw your wife?
her physical condition.
Okay. What do you mean by that? Why would that?
She had cancer with metastasis to her left arm.
Okay.
her left scapula, both lungs, brain, and voice box.
Okay. And what did that have to do with the police coming?
I think when they glanced at her, they knew that
That Evelyn was
she
not at your house?
wasn't no babysitter.
Okay. Okay. All right. Please answer any questions the defense has for you.
No questions. Siegfried. Mr. Perry, thank you for your testimony. You're released from your subpoena, sir, and you're free to go.
Sir, may I ask, I thought that said she might have made that allegation that I could.
Sir. Are you next?
We approach the judge. Sorry.
The next witness may take a little time. Does anybody need a break before we start? Anybody at all? All right, call your next gentleman.
They would call Michelle Gillum.
While they're getting her, let's see y'all.
Yeah, it's just. Oh. Judge, are we still connected to the?
Should be.
Well, I don't want it to be, is I guess what I'm, so we're trying to queue it on ours without showing.
Not now.
Okay, thank you. We ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought Michelle Gale. I thought I called.
Raise your hand, state your name.
Michelle Gillum.
You solemnly swear or the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
If you would state your name for the record, please.
Michelle Gillum,
And where are you employed?
the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
All right. And what is your current assignment there at the sheriff's office?
I am a lieutenant over internal affairs.
Lieutenant Gillum, back in February of 2020, what was your assignment at the sheriff's office?
I was a detective in our criminal investigations division.
All right. And within the criminal investigations division, did you have a particular set of crimes that you worked or investigated?
I did. During my 7 years in the detective division, I worked the child abuse and child sex abuse crimes.
All right. And so on February the 18th of 2020, a report came into the sheriff's office regarding a missing child by the name of Evelyn Boswell. Were you aware of that call?
I was.
All right. And were you in the office at the time that call came in?
Yes.
Okay. If you would kind of tell us what you did as an investigator on that particular day.
On that day, another detective met response when the call come in, which means that they just went out to the residence to check on the child, to check her well-being, see if she needed any attention, anything like that. And then I met response actually in the office with Megan Boswell.
Okay. And the detective that met response, would that have been Tracy Haraz?
It was.
Okay. And do you all work with the Department of Children's Services when these referrals first come in?
Yeah, so when a DCS referral first comes in, the Department of Children's Service investigator is the one who initially gets it and then sends it to law enforcement. And we team up with them and we meet response together, which in that case was Jimmy Lewis and Tracy Haraz. They went to the residence of Megan Boswell to check on Evelyn.
Okay. At some point in time, did Detective Haraz and Jimmy Lewis arrive at the sheriff's office?
They did. After they went to Megan's residence, they came back to the sheriff's office with Megan for her to be interviewed. And then that's when I met up with her.
Okay. Now, were you involved? Did you interview Megan initially?
No. The initial interview was conducted by Jimmy Lewis and Tracy Haraz for a brief time before I got to the sheriff's office.
All right.
Then I took over.
Okay. Did you discuss with them what was going on in the case? Did you before you went in to talk with Megan, did you all share information?
Me and Megan, or me and
You and Detective Haraz?
we did briefly, and pretty much all that conversation looked like was that Evelyn is missing.
Okay. So I guess when you went in to talk to Megan for the first time, what was your approach to interviewing her? What were you trying to?
I didn't have much information, so I just started from the very beginning, as I would with any case, with the basic info of names, addresses, and things like that.
All right. And this interview, where was it conducted?
In our sheriff's office, the interview room.
All right. And is your interview room, is that equipped with audio, video recording devices?
It is.
And was your interview, in fact, recorded over there?
It is.
Okay. Did you, as the interview went on, did you have doubts or question what Megan was telling you about Evelyn?
Yes. During the interview, just some of the things she was saying, it just wasn't adding up or making sense.
Okay. What was your concern, or what was your, I guess, the point of your investigation initially? What were you all trying to
To
do?
figure out where Evelyn is.
Okay. All right. This interview that you had of Miss Boswell, did you have an opportunity to review that interview and watch the recording
I did.
before coming into court here today? All right. And the recording that you watched, was that a true and accurate copy of your interview that you had with the defendant?
It is.
All right. Judge, I would move to introduce that. I believe we are Exhibit 100.
Objection? No, sir. The full exhibit 100.
Well, okay. If I could, Judge, I would ask to play that video at this time.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Pause it. Hold on. Now try it again.
So, I don't really even know your name. So start from the beginning. I'm sure you've already went through it all with, Tracy, but just start from the beginning and go through it all. Okay? You all
Can y'all
start?
hear?
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm ready. Okay, so baby's Evelyn.
Go ahead and pause. Go ahead and figure out the volume.
She'll be 15 months, about 3 days.
That's the only volume control that I have.
And that's it'll go on your screen.
When did you have it? Well, I had her and then her dad came home from the army. No. When did you give birth?
Can y'all hear me now?
Okay, 11/21.
Anybody can't hear?
And, did she come
Barely
over to
hear,
you?
barely.
Yes, I was in foster care. So I had to sign, what do you call it? I don't know if you know. It was like I was placing.
I don't know what, there's no master volume switch up that I have, that I know of. I'm gonna have you go with the officer while we figure this out. Everyone stand. Be seated. All right, we're in recess. One of the officers called.
We are in recess.
We're in recess. I'm gonna get the clerk in here to keep
Not mad at you.
Well, I had her, and then her dad came home from the army.
No. When did you give birth to her? We're gonna start from the beginning.
Okay, 11/21/2018.
Okay, and did she come home with you then?
Yes, I was in foster care, so I had to sign, what do you call it? I don't know if you know. It was like I was placing her in custody, but so she could be with me. Like nothing happened for her being there.
Okay.
It was like a custody placement agreement or something like
Did
that.
you live in foster care then?
Yes, I was in Rhode Island.
And who's baby daddy?
Ethan.
Ethan. And did he live with you?
No,
Okay, so it was you and your foster parent.
yeah.
Okay. So how long did y'all live there?
From, well, I was there in October. She wasn't born until November, and I came home like at the beginning of February of 2019.
So about a year ago. Okay, so you come home. Did she come with you?
Yes,
All right, and where's home for you?
to my dad. Sorry.
What's your dad? Where's your dad live?
I'm Muddy Creek.
Muddy Creek. All right.
Yeah.
So you left foster care. You maybe went to dad's. Did baby daddy ever come with you then?
No.
Nope. Okay. Where did baby daddy live?
At the time, he was in like the army,
Okay.
and he was in Texas for a little bit, and I think he went back to like the base wherever he was at.
Okay. So where's the right now?
Well, they say he's in Louisiana, so I guess that's where he's at.
Okay. All right. So we're back to February. You and baby went to your dad's, right? How was that?
What do you mean?
Was it good? Y'all stay there long?
No, we might not get into it a lot.
All right. So that didn't work out very well. Where'd y'all go then?
My grandma's was on
All
there.
right. When'd y'all go to grandma's?
I guess in April,
All right. So in April.
towards the end of April.
All right. So you didn't stay at dad's very long.
No,
Baby go with you to grandma's?
Yes.
All right. Where's grandma live?
at the bottom of the hill for my dad.
All right. So she lives near dad on Muddy Creek. All right. So you all go with grandma. Is it just grandma or grandma?
Grandma.
Just grandma. So y'all know her since April.
No, I moved out on my own in October.
Okay.
My dad owns a trailer park. And I
Did
was,
baby go with you in
Yes.
October? All right. So you moved out of grandma in October. Baby went with you. Where'd you move to?
my dad's trailer park off of like Sugar Hollow and Buffalo. It's called Boswell Mobile Home
Was
Park.
it just you and baby?
Yes, it's just me and baby.
So you and Evelyn did your own place in October. All right. So from October until now, walk me through.
Okay, Ethan came, I went to Texas to see Ethan
Mm-hmm.
for like a couple of weeks,
When was that?
November, December.
Did baby go with you?
Yes,
All right. So you and baby went to Texas
Yeah.
to Ethan.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that was the first time that he met her because he didn't really have anything to do with her up until that point.
Okay.
Okay, so sometime in December, me and her moved in together.
Hunter's boyfriend?
Yes,
Okay.
but at that time, Evelyn was not with me when I started staying there because Ethan had her.
All right. So when you and baby went to Texas in November, the first time she met Ethan, did she come back with you?
Yes,
So y'all went to Texas, had a couple weeks.
yeah.
She come back with you.
Mhm.
And then walk me through from November to December.
Okay, I had her up until, me and her didn't start staying together until probably like the middle towards the end of December.
Okay.
So up until that point, I lived in the trailers at my dad's.
Right.
I know it wasn't any longer than like December 25th because I was with Hunter on Christmas. And also that's when the lights got cut off because I just completely like moved all my stuff out.
Okay.
Okay, and then Ethan got hurt.
When?
On Christmas Day, me and Hunter, we came back from Pigeon Forge on Christmas Eve. Me, my dad, Hunter, like everybody took a trip to Pigeon Forge.
Mhm.
And then Christmas morning, we came back and he got her then.
Did he come up and get her? Did you take her to?
No, we took her to him.
Where did you take her?
Wherever his grandparents' house is, got like a long gravel driveway, it's off our town, Bluntville.
Okay, so it's local. All right. So what made you all take her to him? Because he's not been in her life.
Well, because he was like complaining about wanting to know her. I mean, like that's her dad. I was trying to give him a fair shot, you know what I mean?
Was your plan to leave her?
No, I wanted to get her back.
Okay, so
But I wanted to let her have time to bond with her dad. And then after like,
did you stay there? Or did you just drop her off and say sayonara?
I mean, I sat there for a little bit and then she was fine. She kind of remembered from Texas.
Okay, so let's back up. He texted you saying he wanted to be in her life. And he said, hey, I'm at Hardtown, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you say that would be great for you to be in your daughter's life.
Yeah,
So you and Hunter or just you?
me and Hunter.
You and Hunter take Evelyn to where Ethan is,
Mhm.
all right? What happens then?
Well, Ethan would not let me come on the driveway. He made me walk all the way up his driveway, like, you know.
And I walked up there first myself, and I was like, "You're being ridiculous. Let me pull up the driveway." You know, because my Hunter was with me, and I told him Hunter was coming with me when I got there. Like, before I got there, I called him. This is when I still had my own phone. I called him, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna come up there." You know, he got her some stuff for Christmas, and I was like, "Okay, that's fine." I went to my brother's and got what he had gotten her for Christmas and stuff, you know, and I was like, "I'll send it with you. I'll get her clothes and stuff, and we'll go up there." You know, I was like, "That's fine." I was like, "Hunter's gonna come with me." And he's like, "Okay, that's fine." I get there, and he's like, "No, I don't want to come up my driveway."
Okay.
So at first I walked up there by myself, you know, I tried to talk to him to let me pull up the driveway. So I really didn't walk her up there, you know what I'm saying? Walked myself back down, got her out of the car, and went back up there.
Okay.
And then I sat there for maybe like 23 minutes, she was fine, I left.
When you and Hunter took the baby there, did you and Ethan have a talk about how long she was going to be staying with him? So you took your baby, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this,
Okay.
you took your baby that you've cared for since the day she was born to her dad's house that she's had nothing to do with, and you stayed for 30 minutes, and he was being an ass, made you walk all the way up the driveway, was being difficult, and you left your baby with this man.
Well, I mean, I trusted him, so I was like, "It's her dad."
So just because it's her dad, you trusted him, and he's not been in her life at all.
Well, I mean, I try to give him benefit of the doubt. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think Ethan's a bad person.
But this is your baby.
Right,
You see where I'm
that's her dad.
coming from?
I see that, but like, you also have to understand that was like her dad.
Okay, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to argue with you. I
No,
know
no.
sometimes like I am, but
Well,
like,
this story, I feel like you're being honest, but there's a big chunk that you're not telling us. And I'm just gonna call it like it is, okay? Something within this story has happened. There's a huge chunk that you're just not telling us. I think you took her to me, probably around that time. But there's something missing, and we've got to find that missing piece, okay? And just looking at you, I can tell something ain't making sense. Can you gather that? Okay. She gathers it too. So you leave her with Ethan on Christmas, all right? Walk me through from Christmas till now.
okay, he talked to me like the next day, and then he just kind of stopped like talking to me, not answering the phone, you know, and he got mad, and he got drunk, and he told me he was gonna come kill me, because he does that.
When was this?
New Year's, I think.
All right, so he had the baby. Did you try to get the baby back?
I went by where I picked her up, and she wasn't there.
Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my head around this again. You're a mom who's dropped your kid off with a dad that she don't know.
Well, then I tried to,
and now you can't find her, but you don't notify us. You just have a good New Year's and carry on with life?
well, I mean, he told me he was going to his friend's house.
Okay, what friend?
I don't know their names, but I kind of know around about where they live.
So now this man that don't know your child is taking your child to someone's house that you don't even know their name?
Well, it was his friend. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but also I was really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he never helped me with everything.
How many benefits of the doubt are we going to give him in the story before you start telling me the truth? Because there's two ways this can go, okay? In order to do our job, we got to have your cooperation, and you've got to be honest with us, okay? But if you sit here and you continue to lie, which I know you're doing, it's not going to end well, okay? Because at the end of the day, we're going to figure out what happened. We are. Okay? So, do we need to back up any and start over and have you start telling us the truth?
He got mad because he didn't want Evelyn to be around Hunter,
Okay.
and then he just stopped talking to me. Like, on New Year's, he got mad, and he used to get mad all the time at me and be like, "Well, I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah." And then me and him broke up because he was, like, threatening my little brother.
So you have not talked to him since New Year's, is what you're telling me.
And he's messaged me maybe one time. I've tried leaving him several voicemails. He won't answer me.
You got your phone on you?
Mm.
You don't have a phone. Where is your phone?
Me and my dad got into it, I'll be honest with you, probably like a couple days after Christmas, because that's the last time I've been around my dad, and I was kind of smashed because I want to talk to him. I just really not having money over there around him.
So within the messages you would send Ethan, how would you do that if you don't have a phone?
From Hunter's phone.
From Hunter's phone. Okay.
I tried to call him several times, he has not returned my calls.
So when were you going to notify us about your baby?
If he didn't meet me tomorrow,
Oh, tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Because you waited months and you not cared in months. So why tomorrow would you notify us?
I was gonna try to meet him tomorrow to get her.
Have you talked about that?
He told me he'd give her back to me in about 2 months, or when me and I broke up.
So he told you, and you just picked tomorrow without notifying him of anything.
Well, tomorrow would have been 2 months.
Oh, well, have you talked to him to verify a date? So then what would you want to notify us of? Because how would he know to come meet you?
Cause that's what he said, 2 months.
Where was y'all going to meet at?
Ingles, like one holiday.
So where do you think your baby is right now?
I had no clue. I thought she was with him.
Is this your only kid? You ever had a kid before?
No, it's my only kid. She got confused with the records and thought that I had 2 kids, but when I was in foster care, I had to place Evelyn in an agreement with Holton Homes so I could keep her with me at the foster care place, because they would not let me keep her any other way.
So where do you think she's at?
I don't know.
You seem totally unfazed by this. That tells me that you know where your baby's at,
No, I don't.
Megan. I've been doing this a long time. I've talked to a lot of mothers. I've talked to a lot of girls. Okay? What you're telling me very well could be partial truth. But like I said, there's a piece that you're not telling me. We're going to figure out what happened. We always do. Okay? Are you connected in any way?
No.
I'm going to straight up ask you, did you have anything to do with you not knowing where your daughter's at?
I mean, I dropped her off at Ethan, so I mean, in a way, yes, but as far as like anything else, no.
You ready to continue, Judge? Lieutenant Gillum, in addition to interviewing the defendant on February 18th, 2020, did you continue to work on the investigation into the missing child?
Yes.
Okay. And on March the 6th of 2020, were you present when investigators learned that there was evidence that had been located at the residence of Tommy Boswell?
Yes, I was on scene.
Okay. And so did you go to his residence?
I did.
Okay. Where was that located?
Off Muddy Creek.
And what was it that you did once you arrived there at Tommy's property?
We received consent from Tommy to search a storage shed and connecting dollhouse type structure.
Okay. And were there other officers that assisted you in searching that property?
Yes, there was 3 others.
Okay. And did you in fact search that shed area?
We did.
All right. And what types of things did you find that were of evidentiary value there?
Within the storage shed type structure, it was just various baby items, some medicines, clothing, bottles, just car seats. I mean, anything you could imagine that you would need to care for a child was inside that storage shed.
How did it look or appear? I mean, how were they placed in there, or how were they in there?
No, it was very disorganized, just not in any sort of organizational structure. It was just kind of thrown in there. Things were upside down, boxes turned over, clothes just appear to be thrown in there. No sort of structure at all inside.
And did you photograph what the condition of the shed, that outbuilding, before you searched it?
Yes.
And did you all remove anything or any items from that shed?
I believe most of the baby items got removed that night. Yes.
Okay. And did you take photos, or someone there take photos of the evidence and the items that you removed from the shed?
Yes.
Lieutenant Gillum, I'm going to hand you some photographs and ask you if you recognize them. Mr. Scott's still going through some of them, but if you would go ahead and take a look at those, see if you can identify what's been handed to you.
This is going to be the stored shed photographs.
Okay. And are those, looking through those, are those the photos of the items that were recovered and removed from that outbuilding?
They are.
During your search?
Mhm.
All right. Okay. If you would. Okay. We'll just kind of go through these one by one. We'll try to go quickly.
Okay.
The first photograph that's there on the top, what is it a photograph of?
This is the outside of the storage shed, just with the door open, showing the contents inside and
Okay.
how they looked before anything was touched.
Okay. And is that accurately depict the shed, that outbuilding there before you all removed any of the items?
It does.
Judge, we move to make that exhibit 101.
Objection. Full exhibit 101.
All right. And the next photograph, what is that a photograph of?
This is inside the shed. Again, just showing the various items. There's a swing type thing and looks like a bag of clothes and some more baby
All
items.
right. And again, is that a true and accurate photograph of the?
It is.
Judge, we move to make that exhibit 102.
Exhibit 102.
And the next photograph.
Same type thing inside the shed. This one is showing a picture of a bottle. It still actually has a little bit of milk in it.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
We have to make that 103, Judge.
Be 103.
And next photograph.
Inside the shed, there's a box. It's got clothing, a ripped bag, a drink that looks like it's half drank.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
Move to make that 104.
Be full 104.
Next photograph, please.
Zoomed in on that box. It shows the nipple to a bottle. It looks very dirty.
Okay. And again, is that photograph taken before anything was removed?
That's before anything was touched.
All right. True and accurate photograph.
Yes, sir.
Move to make that exhibit 105.
Full exhibit 105. but I'm assuming you've seen these, if you have any objections.
That's correct.
Next photograph, please.
This is an even further zoomed in picture of the dirty nipple to the bottle in the box.
All right, it's a true and accurate photograph.
Yes.
Move to make that 106.
40106.
And the next photograph.
This is an item just used to take care of a baby in everyday needs. It had been removed from the shed. It's like a squeegee type thing.
Is that a true and accurate photograph of that item?
Yes, that one right there had been removed from the shed before the picture was took.
All right. But it was located in the shed.
It was.
Judge, you move to make that 107.
4107.
Next photograph.
This is a yellow bottle. Again, there's still liquid inside of it, and it's dirty. That was located inside the shed, and it's a true and accurate.
Judge, move to make that exhibit 108.
108.
And next photograph, please.
This is going to be baby clothing. It appears to be like shorts. It had been removed from the shed before the picture was taken.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
Yes.
Move to make that exhibit 109.
109.
And the next photograph, please.
It's a picture of just right inside the door of the shed. You see a little onesie laying there on the ground, various diapers, a pillow with some sort of stain on it.
Is that a true and accurate photograph of those
Yes.
items? Make that 1010, Judge, please. 110. What did I say?
110.
1010. It's getting late.
This next one's going to be a close-up of the onesie. It shows a stain on the inside where her bow would have went.
Is that a true and accurate photograph of
It
that
is.
item? Move to make that exhibit 111.
111.
Next photograph.
This one is of the pillow and a blanket inside the shed, both with various stains on them.
Is that a true and accurate photograph of those items?
Yes.
Move to make that exhibit 112.
Full exhibit 112.
This next one is just going to be a close-up of the pillow and the blanket that I just described.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
Move to make that exhibit 113.
Full exhibit 113.
Next photo.
This one's going to be of a cloth bib, again with various stains on it.
That been located inside the shed.
Yes,
All right.
inside the shed.
Judge will move to make that exhibit 114.
Full exhibit 114.
Next photograph.
This is going to be inside the shed as well. It's just showing kind of what all was thrown in there. Looks like a cat carrier, some bibs, cloth bibs, diapers, and I believe that's going to be one of them diaper dispenser things there in the corner.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
We move to make that exhibit 115.
Full exhibit.
Next photograph, please.
This is as well going to be inside the shed before anything was touched, and it's just showing various things that was thrown around in there. Looks like this is going to be a smart pump, some more clothes, and diapers.
Judge will move to make that exhibit 116.
Full exhibit 116.
Next photograph.
This is as well going to be inside the shed. There's a picture of a ladder, some more clothes tossed around.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
Move to make that 118.
118. I'm sorry, 117.
Was it 117? I'm sorry. 117, sorry. Ahead of myself. Next photograph.
It's going to be a close-up of a dirty sock and like a medicine syringe.
Were they located inside the shed
They
as
were,
well?
yes. They were within the ladder.
Make that 118, Judge.
118.
Next photo.
It's going to be a close-up of the medicine syringe that was inside the shed.
Is that a true and accurate photo?
It is.
We have to make that 119. Next photograph, please.
These next couple are taken from outside the shed, once they had already been removed. And this is a picture of a baby swing, and it's got just a whole bunch of stains on it.
All right. Is that a true and accurate photograph of what it looked like?
Yes.
We have to make that exhibit 120. Next photo.
This next one is just the close-up of the swing where the stains were on the outside, just showing that the stains went all the way through the swing.
That photo accurately reflect the condition of it?
It does.
We have to make that exhibit 121. Next one.
The next one is going to be a Mickey and Minnie bottle with what appears to be milk still in the bottom of it, and it had been removed from the shed when the picture was took.
We have to make that exhibit 122.
And that is an accurate state or picture.
Next photo.
It's just a close-up of the exact same bottle, just showing you about how much liquid was in the bottom of it when we took it out of the shed.
Okay. You all did not in any way empty it, manipulate it, do anything
No.
else before you. All right. We have to make that exhibit 123. Next photograph.
This is the onesie that I was talking about at the beginning. I don't know if y'all remember me talking about a onesie that was laying on the floor of the shed. This is going to be a close-up of the onesie once we removed it from the shed. It shows that there's brown stains toward where her butt would have been, and there's yellow orangish stains toward the collar of the onesie and the sleeve.
We have to make that exhibit 124. Next photo, please.
And this is just going to be a close-up of the stain where her butt would have been on the onesie, where it's brownish green.
Is that the same onesie that was from?
It's the same
prior?
onesie, yeah. It's just a close-up.
We have to make that exhibit 125. Next photograph.
Just various baby toys that was found from inside the shed that we removed.
Is it a true and accurate photograph?
Yes.
We have to make that exhibit 126. Next photo.
The next photo is going to be the medicine syringe that we removed from the shed.
We have to make that exhibit 127. Next photo.
It's going to be a bottle that we removed from the shed, and it's discolored with some sort of brown substance.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
We have to make that exhibit 128. Next photo.
It's just going to be baby pants that we removed from the shed.
We have to make that exhibit 129. Next one.
It's going to be the cloth bib that I talked about in a prior picture that we removed from the shed.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It is.
We have to make that exhibit 130. Next photo.
It's going to be a little baby sweater with various brownish, yellowish stains on it.
Is that also removed from the shed?
It was.
We have to make that exhibit 131. Next photo.
It's going to be a close-up of the baby clothing.
Same item as in the previous.
Yes, same item.
We have to make that exhibit 132. Next photo.
Little baby shorts. It says 6 months old for the size. They're dark blue.
And again, were those found in the shed?
They all were, yes.
Okay. We have to make that exhibit 133. Next photo.
It's just going to be the top of a baby bottle.
Is that a true and accurate photo?
It is.
Make that exhibit 134.
Full exhibit 134.
Next photo.
It's going to be a baby suction that we removed from the shed.
We can make that exhibit 135.
Full exhibit 135.
Next photo, please.
A baby blanket that we removed from the shed with yellow stains on it.
Is that a true and accurate photograph?
It
That
is.
item. We can make that exhibit 136.
136.
Next photo.
This is a white trash bag that we removed from inside the shed. It appears to have various blankets inside.
We can make that exhibit 137.
Full exhibit 137.
Next photo.
It's going to be the contents inside that white trash bag, and it looks like it's going to be a couple blankets and a cloth bib.
And have those items been removed from the bag that they were originally in?
Yes, they were removed from the bag.
Move to make that exhibit 138.
138.
Next photo.
It's going to be a child's toy. It's a little pink bear we removed from the shed.
We can make that exhibit 139.
Full exhibit 139.
Next photo.
It's going to be baby pants. They're light blue in color.
Is that a true and accurate photo of that item?
It is.
We have to make it exhibit 140.
Full exhibit 140.
Next photo.
It's going to be a cloth bib that we removed from the shed with various stains on it as well.
We can make that exhibit 141.
Full exhibit 141.
Next photo, please.
It's going to be a red blanket we removed from the shed.
We have to make that exhibit 142.
Full exhibit 142.
Next photo.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But we approached it. Okay. I'll try to see how many more there are. I'm going to hand you up, I think was about 40 more photos.
Okay.
Have you look through them and see if you can identify what those are photos of?
These all appear to come from inside that storage shed.
Okay. Are they true and accurate photos of the items that you all removed and took from the shed out at the Boswell property that night?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, introduce them individually. I think that will take us numbers 143 through 181.
I know it takes a long time, but I try to keep a list.
Okay.
So later
Okay.
in the trial, we have to go to a specific
Okay.
photograph.
So we just have her go through them
Just the way
individually.
you would do it.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
Start back up, Lieutenant Gillum. If you would, for the first photograph there, tell me what you're looking at.
It's going to be another medicine syringe.
Judge, we make that 143.
Actually, if there's no objection, they'll all be moved in as their respective number, so I don't have to you say 143, I have to say it. They're all going to be full exhibits. Just read the number when you get it.
Okay.
So you'll know what it is.
Okay.
That way I can keep writing it down.
Okay. That's fine. Next photo, please.
It's going to be a pink bottle with various brown stains on it.
We have to make that 144. Next photo.
It's various baby clothing, cloth bibs, and a toy rattle.
We have to make that 145.
This next one's going to be just a closer view of those exact items I just described.
Yeah,
The same
and
picture, just
145.
zoomed in.
And we have to make that 146. Next photo.
Just various bottles and the caps of bottles.
We have to make that exhibit 147. Next photo.
A little Mickey and Minnie sweatshirt for a baby.
Move that in as exhibit 148. Next photo, please.
I'm not really sure exactly the proper name for this, but it's like a measuring cup for like medicine liquid.
Is that a true and accurate photo?
It is.
Make that exhibit 149. Next photo.
A little jumper, a little onesie.
We have to make that 150. Next photo.
The pillow that I described in the first set of photos with the brownish stain on it, that's going to be that pillow removed from the shed. A picture of it.
We have to make that 151. Next photograph, please.
Another little onesie.
We have to make that 152. Next photo.
This is another onesie covered in what appears to be dirt.
We have to make that 153. The next photo.
This is another onesie. It's got some various stains on it.
We have to make that 154. Next photograph, please.
Another medicine syringe.
Make that 155. Next photo.
This one's going to be another onesie. It's black in color with gypsy princess on it.
156. The next photo, please.
This is going to be medicine. It looks like it's prescribed to Evelyn M. Boswell, and it's some sort of ointment. I can't pronounce that the name of the ointment.
All right, is that a true and accurate photograph? Which
It is.
collected the exhibit 157. Next photo, please.
And it's just going to be another up close of that exact ointment that I just described.
Make that 158. Next photograph, please.
The tube of the ointment was brought out of the packaging, and that's what this is going to be a picture of. It looks like it's supposed to go in the eye.
We have to make that exhibit 159. Next photo, please.
It's going to be a sippy cup.
Move that as 160. Next photo.
Another sippy cup. This one's pink in color.
Make that 161. Next one, please.
It's going to be a close-up of that pink sippy cup that I just described.
Move that as 162. Next photo, please.
This is going to be the cap of a bottle, and it's got brown stuff all over it.
We have to make that 163. Next photo.
It's going to be a passy.
Exhibit 164. Next photograph, please.
2 baby spoons.
Move to make that 165. Next photo.
This is going to be a diaper bag that is unzipped, but all the items are still inside untouched. And it appears to be some medicine, a Mountain Dew can, some diapers, and just various things that I can see so far.
We have to make that exhibit 166. Next photo.
This is going to be the medicine inside the diaper bag. It looks like it's going to be children's Tylenol.
Have to make that 167. Next photo.
It's going to be close up of the children's Tylenol in the diaper bag, and it looks like it's got some food and a cloth towel around it with some stains on it.
Make that 168. Next photo.
This is going to be another picture of the inside of the diaper bag showing the same thing, the Mountain Dew can with the cloth towel.
We have to make that 169. Next photo, please.
This is going to be a children's spoon, and on one end of the spoon, it is got black residue on it.
We have to make that number 170. Next photo.
Mac and cheese baby food.
Move that as exhibit 171. Next photo, please.
This is going to be some sort of tissue paper with brownish red stains on it.
Move that as exhibit 172. And next photo.
It's just going to be another angle of the tissue paper with the brownish red stain.
Move that as exhibit 173. Next photo.
It's going to be a suitcase with various clothing items inside.
Move that as exhibit 174. Next photo.
It's going to be a red wagon, and inside the wagon there's a baby doll, some baby shampoo, wipes, and a suction.
Move to make that exhibit 175. Next photo.
This is going to be a picture of the items beside the wagon inside. And it's got clothing, a car seat. It looks like a little bunny rabbit, teddy bear type thing.
Move that as exhibit 176. Next photo.
This is going to be inside of another diaper bag, and it's stained with brownish, reddish type substance.
Move that as exhibit 177. Next photo.
This is a cardboard box, and inside the box is several white bags.
Move that as Exhibit 178. Next photo.
And this is going to be a big black trash bag, and inside of it is clothing, toys, all things for a baby.
Move that as Exhibit 179. Next photo.
It's going to be 5 tubes of diaper rash cream.
Make that Exhibit 180. Next photo.
It's going to be a Mickey mini blanket with a brownish red stain in the middle.
Move to make that Exhibit 181.
That's it.
All right. Judge, I think they've all been admitted at this point. I would move to publish them to the jury. Take the deal. I put up what's been introduced as Exhibit 101. What are we looking at there?
That's going back to the very first picture. It's going to be outside the shed when the door was opened, exactly how the contents were when the door was opened, untouched.
You all had not moved anything at this point.
No, sir.
(102).
Contents inside the shed. I believe that's a swing type thing and some various clothing items.
(103).
That's going to be the contents inside the shed. There you can see a Mickey and Minnie bottle with some liquid still inside.
(104).
And that's going to be a cardboard box with clothes and a bag on top.
(105).
That's just going to be a close-up of that cardboard box, and it's kind of showing you there the top of a bottle.
(106).
Again, it's zoomed in on the top of the bottle. That's going to be
107.
sorry. That's going to be the suction thing that we removed from the shed.
(108).
That's going to be a bottle that we located inside the shed.
(109).
A piece of baby clothing.
(110).
And that's going to be a onesie on the floor of the shed, along with a pillow there on the left-hand side.
Are those the items that are sitting below the pillow? Can you tell what those are there?
Looks like diapers. Or are you talking about right below the pillow?
Yes.
Yeah, those are diapers.
And I think you have a laser pointer sitting beside you there on the stand. It looks like a.
Oh. Yes.
Sorry. If you could, on the screen up there, point out where we're talking about.
Right here, diapers.
All right.
And that's going to be the pillow, and then there's the onesie.
Thank you. And Exhibit 111.
That's the onesie I described, and these are the stains that I talked about.
112.
It's going to be the pillow with the brownish stain and then a blanket.
113.
Again, it's the same picture, just a little bit closer up to show you that pillow and blanket. Um,
114.
there's going to be a cloth bib right there on the floor.
Did you all collect that?
We did.
115.
Again, just showing you the contents there on the floor of that shed.
And for the items that you collected, did you collect all the items that were identified as, or how did you make decisions as far as what you collected?
No, we collected the cloth bib and then this little article of child's clothing. Pretty much anything baby related went.
Exhibit 116.
There was a ladder on the floor of the shed, and this is just a depiction of the contents around that ladder.
117.
It zoomed in a little bit, but you'll see right here is a medical syringe.
And you're indicating an area just inside the metal ladder that's depicted.
Yes,
Center of the
there should be a
photograph.
closer up photo of it next.
118.
It's,
Can you see it better there?
it's right there. Sorry, I'm a little shaky.
Is it the syringe? As we're looking at the photograph, it's kind of on the left-hand side. Is it slightly pinkish color? Is that what we're looking at?
It is. There's a blue, what I think is a wipe case, and then it sits directly to the left of that blue wipe case.
And I'm going to show you 119, which I think might be a little better.
Yes. Right there.
Is that a close-up image of that syringe?
It is.
Exhibit 120.
That's going to be the child swing that was taken from inside the shed.
121.
And then this is what I was talking about, if you recall, where I said it shows the stain went through the entire swing. You can see right there what I'm talking about.
All right, so we're looking at the bottom. We're looking at the photograph. That's the bottom, the base of the.
Yes.
Okay. Exhibit 122.
It's going to be a Mickey Minnie bottle.
Do there appear to be any sort of substance inside the bottle?
There appears to be some milky, whitish looking liquid. He just shy of the bottom of the cup.
Exhibit 123.
That depicts a little bit better where the liquid is inside the cup.
Exhibit 124.
This is going to be the onesie that was on the floor of the shed. I see a stain on the cuff there of the arm, the collar up here, and then of course, right toward the bottom.
And looking at that same item, I believe, exhibit 125.
Yes, that's going to be a close-up of the stain.
And is that, yeah, you lifted the flap there on the bottom of the outfit. Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Exhibit 126.
Just various baby toys.
Number 127.
A medicine syringe.
$128.
A bottle.
$129.
Child pants.
$130.
A cloth bib.
And again, all these items you all found inside the shed. Is that correct?
Every item, yes, was taken from inside the shed.
Number 131.
Another article of baby clothing, and then there's a stain. I believe it's right there.
Let me show you 132, which may give a little better view.
Yes,
Is that-
that's the
that's
exact same article of clothing where the stain is right there.
Exhibit 133,
Baby shorts.
number 134,
The top of a bottle.
135,
A baby's suction.
number 136.
A blanket.
And these photos that are taken of these individual items, you all have removed them from the shed. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And took them back over to, it looks like, to the sheriff's office to photograph them.
Yes, they were in our evidence.
Number 137,
That's going to be a white trash bag with various blankets inside.
and showing you 138. Is that the same bag of blankets there?
That's going to be the contents inside the bag, yes.
All right. So you've removed them from the
Correct.
bag at that point. Number 139,
Just a child's toy, little bear.
exhibit 140.
Pants.
Was it the condition of the pants when you found them? Were they turned inside out like that? Or did you all
Yes.
manipulate them? Okay.
Yes. How they each show in the picture is exactly how we found them.
Exhibit 141,
It's a cloth bib.
number 142,
A red blanket.
143,
Another medicine syringe.
$144,
A baby's bottle.
number 145,
Just various articles of clothing. I think there's a blanket, a little toy rattle.
and all these items were found together.
Yes.
And show you 146,
That is just going to be a close-up of those items, just a little bit more in detail. You can see what appears to be a sock there with some stains on it, like a little bow headband there. Just a close-up.
exhibit 147,
Various bottles and their lids.
148,
A Mickey mini sweatshirt for a baby.
number 149,
Looks like a type of a measuring cup for some sort of medicine liquid.
150,
It's going to be a onesie.
$151,
That is going to be the pillow from inside the shed once it was removed.
number 152,
It's another baby's onesie.
and 153,
Another onesie.
$154,
And that's going to be another onesie with various stains. You can see it toward the collar here and then more toward the bottom.
number 155,
Medicine syringe.
$156,
Another onesie.
appears to still be on a hanger. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Exhibit 157,
That's going to be the eye ointment.
158,
The ointment removed from the box.
159.
A close-up of the ointment tube.
All right. It looks like it says it's erythromycin
Yes,
ophthalmic ointment.
yes.
160,
A sippy cup.
161,
Another sippy cup.
162,
And that's just going to be a close up of the previous sippy cup.
163,
That's going to be the lid of a sippy cup and just shows the various stains on it, the blackish brownish stains.
164,
A passy.
165,
2 baby spoons.
166,
It looks to be a diaper bag, and that's the contents inside the diaper bag.
Is that before you removed any of the items from the diaper bag?
Yes, sir.
167.
That's going to be the bottle of children's Tylenol that was inside the diaper bag.
So that was found in the diaper bag that was shown in the previous.
Yes, sir.
exhibit. 168,
There it is in the diaper bag beside the baby's food and the cloth.
169,
Just another angle of inside the diaper bag.
Exhibit 170,
That's going to be a children's spoon with some sort of black residue substance there on the end of the spoon.
Exhibit 171,
That's going to be the mac and cheese.
had it been opened or was it unopened?
I can't. It looks like it's been an end has been opened. Just the way the packaging was.
Exhibit 172,
That is going to be the piece of tissue paper with the brownish red substance on it.
173,
And that's just another angle of the exact same tissue paper with the brownish red substance.
number 174,
A suitcase with just various clothing items inside.
175,
That's going to be the red wagon. As you can see, there's baby shampoo here, a suction, some wipes, a baby doll.
or 176,
There's going to be a car seat and just some various clothing items.
number 177,
The inside of another bag that we found from inside the shed with some stains there on the side.
exhibit 178,
It's going to be a cardboard box with several white bags.
exhibit 179,
A black trash bag with various clothing and toys for all for a baby inside.
number 180,
The 5 tubes of diaper rash cream.
number 181,
Appears to be a child's blanket with a brownish red stain on it.
and all these items were collected and taken out of the shed.
Yes, sir. Every item.
Mr. Detective Gillum, you testified earlier about the interview that you did with Ms. Boswell over the sheriff's office.
Yes,
Sheriff's office located here in Blumpville, correct?
correct.
That's Sullivan County.
Yes,
All right. The property that you went out to search, Tommy Boswell's, out on Muddy Creek Road.
yes. Muddy Creek is in Blumpville, inside Sullivan County.
If you would answer any questions that you still have for me.
Y'all come up here, man.
Detective Gilliam, the items you collected, all these photographs were admitted. Were any of those items since TBI lab for testing?
I'm not sure if they were or not.
You weren't involved in that.
No, I was not.
You just collected them.
Correct.
Let's go back hour and a half or so to the interview we watched.
Uh-huh.
You talked to Megan on February the 18th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What time of day was that?
It was in the evening. It was after working hours.
Okay, if you could help me narrow it down a little bit more than that. So when do working hours end?
Between 4 and 5. That interview probably took place around 6:30, maybe even 7.
Okay. She had an earlier interview with Tracy Haraz and a DCS worker. I think you seemed to reference that in your interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of time gap between those two interviews?
I know when the referral first came out was right at 4 to 5 that day. And that's when Tracy and the DCS worker went to the residence and brought Megan back to the sheriff's office and had their interview. So I would say their interview might have took place around 5:36.
Okay. And your interview was basically just a follow-up on their interview,
Yes, sir.
continuation, so to speak.
Yes.
All the questions I have?
Redirect.
Nothing further, Judge.
Will she still be under the subpoena? Or should she be released?
We'll keep her under subpoena, Judge, but I assume that she might be released at this time.
You'll still be subject to subpoena. So don't, you can leave the courthouse, but make sure you're available. Do not discuss your testimony with any other witness or allow any other witness to discuss their testimony with you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stop right there for today. You're going to get tired of hearing these admonitions. I'm just going to tell you that now. You're not to communicate with other jurors or anyone else regarding any subject connected with this trial. You're not to form or express any opinion about the case until it is finally submitted to you. You're to report promptly to the court any incident involving an attempt by any person to improperly influence any jury member or a juror's violation of the court's admonitions. You're not to read, watch, or listen to any news reports concerning this case. You're to decide this case solely on the evidence introduced in this trial. You can go with the officer. Everyone, please stand. You may be seated. The lawyers at the sideline. So you can duck. Look for what that means. I will talk to Andy. You don't want to be in the way. Oh, okay. All right, folks, with the media, Now, I don't know how many times I said, don't put the camera somewhere and then listen to me. Your freedom depends on it. I don't know how many times I said, leading up to this trial and the first day of this trial, that you're not to zoom in close-ups of the defense lawyer, his client, his computer, or the same for the state. I get a note from my assistant just a moment ago that you're zooming in on Mr. Scott's laptop to the point that you can see exactly what he was doing. That's an absolute violation of Rule 30. It's an absolute violation of this court's order. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you one warning. If it happens again, the media will be excluded from the rest of the trial, and you'll find yourself in jail. Now, I know that there was another person in here running the camera earlier today. At least I thought there was another person in here, not you.
No, sir, I don't think that would be the case.
Okay. You talk to whoever else is going to be operating that camera, and you had better heed my warning. Okay?
And if I did do that, it was inadvertent. I wasn't trying to shoot anything on the computer screen.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now,
People.
my assistant came in here and she wouldn't have done it. And I told her to have the feed up in there and be monitoring it because I'm worried about the jury. But now I'm worried about attorney-client privilege. Okay? Don't let it happen again. Now, we'll be recessed till, I think we're gonna start at about, do y'all want to start at 10 or 10:30? I was thinking 10:30 to about 4 tomorrow. If you have that many witnesses, you can line it. Huh?
Oh, it's already been. That's what it's on the watch. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that that done. I'm not gonna be. Quickly change it up.
All right. We'll start back at 10:30. That's tomorrow.
Court stands in recess.
Summing.